Hi, everyone. The reading for Monday, the law, Genesis 36 through 39. Um, Lord, be with us as we are in your word. And dear Lord, we ask that you would move our hearts and that your spirit would actually indwell in us, dear Lord, and that we would never be the same. Dear Lord, make us new in you. In Jesus' name, amen. Chapter 36. Here is the story of Esau. Esau was also called Edom. Esau got his wives from among the women of Canaan. He married Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. He also married Olahobaman, the daughter of Anna and the granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite. And he married Basemath, the daughter of Ishmael and the sister of Nebaioth. Adah had Eliphaz by Esau. Basemath had Reuel. Olahabama had Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. All of them were Esau's sons. They were born in Canaan. Esau moved to a land far away from his brother Jacob. He took with him his wives, his sons, and his daughters, and all the people who lived with him. He also took his livestock and all his other animals. He took everything he had gotten in Canaan. Jacob and Esau owned so much that they couldn't remain together. There wasn't enough land for both of them. They had too much livestock, so Esau settled in the hill country of Seir. Esau was also called Edom. Here is the story of Esau. He's the father of the people of Edom. They live in the hill country of Seir. Here are the names of Esau's sons. They are Eliphaz, the son of Esau's wife Adah, and Reuel, the son of Esau's wife Basemath. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. Esau's son Eliphaz also had a concubine. She had Amalek by Eliphaz. They were grandsons of Esau's wife Adah. The sons of Reuel were Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. They were grandsons of Esau's wife Basemath. Esau's wife Olahabama was the daughter of Anna and the granddaughter of Zibeon. She had Jeush, Jalam, and Korah by Esau. Here are the chiefs who were among Esau's sons. As was Esau's oldest son. The sons of Eliphaz were chiefs Teman, Omar, Zepho, Kenaz, Korah, Gatam, and Amalek. They were the chiefs in Edom who were sons of Eliphaz. They were Adah's grandsons. The sons of Esau's son Reuel were chiefs Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and they were the chiefs in Edom who were the sons of Reuel. They were grandsons of Esau's wife Basemath. The sons of Esau's wife Olahabama were chiefs Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. They were the chiefs who were the sons of Esau's wife Olahabama. She was Anna's daughter. That was the family line of Esau, and those were the chiefs. Esau was also called Edom. Seir the Horite had the same area. They were Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. The sons of Seir in Edom were Horite chiefs. The sons of Lotan were Hori and Homam. Timnah was Lotan's sister. The sons of Shobal were Alvan, Manahath, Ebal, Shepho, and Onam. The sons of Zibeon were Aya and Anna. He was the hot springs of water in the desert. He found them where he was taking care of the donkeys that belonged to his father Zibeon. The children of Anna were Dishon and Olahabamah. Olahabamah was the daughter of Anna. The sons of Dishon were Hemdan, Eshban, Ithran, and Kiran. The sons of Ezra were Bilhan, Zavan, and Achan. The sons of Dishan were Uz and Aran. The Horite chiefs were Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishan, Ezer, and Dishan. They were the Horite chiefs in the land of Seir. They are listed tribe by tribe. The rulers of Edom. Before Israel had a king, there were kings who ruled in Edom. Bela became the king of Edom. Bela was the son of Beor. Bela's city was called Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jobab became the next king. Jobab was the son of Zerah from Bozrah. When Jobab died, Husham became the next king. Husham was from the land of the Temanites. When Husham died, Hadad became the next king. Hadad was the son of Bedad. Hadad had won the battle over Midian in the country of Moab. Hadad's city was called Avith. When Hadad died, Samlah became the next king. Samlah was from Masrekah. When Samlah died, Shaul became the next king. Shaul was from Rehoboth on the river. When Shaul died, Baal Hanan became the next king. Baal Hanan was the son of Akbor. When Baal Hanan died, Hadad became the next king. Hadad's city was called Pau. His wife's name was Mehetabel. She was the daughter of Matred. Matred was the daughter of Me-Zahab. Here are the chiefs who were in the family line of Esau. They are listed by names as chiefs in charge of their tribes and territories. They are Timnah, Alva, Jetheth, Olahabamah, Elah, Pinion, Kenaz, Keman, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Iram. They were the chiefs of Edom. They ruled over their settlement in the land where they lived. That's the end of the story of Esau. He was the father of the people of Edom. Chapter 37. Jacob lived in the land of Canaan. It's the land where his father had stayed. Here is the story of Jacob. Joseph was a young man. He was 17 years old. He was taking care of the flocks with some of his brothers. They were the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. Joseph brought their report about them. Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons. Joseph had been born to him when he was old. Israel made him a beautiful robe. Joseph's brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them. So they hated Joseph. They couldn't even speak one kind word to him. Joseph had a dream. When he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Listen to the dream I had. We were tying up bundles of grain out in the field. Suddenly, my bundle rose and stood up straight. Your bundles gathered around my bundle and bowed down to it." The brothers said to him, "King over us? Will you rule over us?" So they hated him even more because of his dream. They didn't like what he had said. Then Joseph had another dream. He told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream. This time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." He told his father as well as his brothers, and his father objected. He said, "What about this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers really do that?" we really come and bow down on the ground in front of you?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. Joseph's brothers had gone to take care of their father's flocks in Shechem. Israel said to Joseph, "As you know, your brothers are taking care of the flocks near Shechem. Come, I'm going to send you to them." "All right," Joseph replied. So Israel said to him, "Go to your brothers, see how they are doing. Also see how the flocks are doing. Then come back and tell me." So he sent him away from the Hebron Valley. I've lost my place. Joseph arrived at Shechem. A man. Forgive me. Joseph arrived at Shechem. A man found him wandering around in the fields. He asked Joseph, "What are you looking for?" He replied, "I'm looking for my brothers. Can you tell me where they are taking care of their flocks? They've moved on from here." The man answered, "I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went to look for his brothers. He found them near Dothan, but they saw him a long way off. Before he reached them, they made plans to kill him. "Here comes that dreamer," they said to one another. "Come, let's kill him. Let's throw him into one of these empty wells. Let's say that a wild animal ate him up. Then we'll see whether his dreams will come true." Reuben heard them. He tried to save Joseph from them. "Let's not take his life," he said. "Let's not spill any blood. Throw him into the empty well here in the desert, but don't harm him yourselves." Reuben said that to save Joseph from them, he was hoping he could take him back to his father. When Joseph came to his brothers, he was wearing his beautiful robe. They took it away from him and they threw it into the well. The well was empty. There wasn't any water in it. Then they sat down to eat their meal. As they did, they saw some Ishmaelites, traders coming from Gilead. Their camels were loaded with spice, lotion, and myrrh. They were on their way to take them down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain if we kill our brother and try to cover it up, what we've done? Come, let's sell him to these traders. Let's not harm him ourselves. After all, he's our brother. He's our own flesh and blood." Judah's brothers agreed with him. The traders from Midian came by. Joseph's brothers pulled him up out of the well. They sold him to the Ishmaelite traders for 8 ounces of silver. The traders took him to Egypt. Later, Reuben came back to the empty well. He saw that Joseph wasn't there. He was so upset, he tore his clothes. He went back to his brothers and said, "The boy isn't there. Now what should I do?" Then they got Joseph's beautiful robe. They killed a goat and dipped the robe in the blood. They took it back to their father and they said, "We found this. Take a look at it. See if it's your son's robe." Jacob recognized it. He said, "It's my son's robe. A wild animal has eaten him up and torn to pieces." Jacob tore his clothes. He put on black clothes. Then he sobbed over his son for many days. All of Jacob's other sons and daughters came to comfort him, but they weren't able to. He said, "I'll be full of sorrow when I go down to the grave to be with my son." So Joseph's father sobbed over him. But the traders from Midian sold Joseph to Potiphar in Egypt, where was one of Pharaoh's officials. He was the captain of the palace guard. Chapter 38. At that time, Judah left his brothers. he went down to stay with a man named Hira. Hira was from the town of Adullam. There, Judah married her and made love to her. She became pregnant. She had a son. They named him She became pregnant again and had another son. She named him Onan. She had still another son. She named him Shelah. He was born at Kezib. Judah got a wife from his oldest son, got a wife for his oldest son, Her name was Tamar. But Judah's oldest son, was evil in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord put him to death. Then Judah said to Onan, make love to your brother's wife. After all, you are her brother-in-law. So carry out your duty to her. Produce children for your brother. But Onan knew that the children wouldn't belong to him. So every time he made love to his brother's wife, he spilled his semen on the ground. He did it so he wouldn't produce children for his brother. What he did was evil in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord put him to death also. Then Judah spoke to his daughter-in-law Tamar. He said, live as a widow in your father's home. Wait there until my son Shelah grows up. Judah was thinking Shelah might die too, but just like his brothers. So Tamar went to live in her father's home. After a long time, Judah's wife died. She was the daughter of Shua. When Judah got over his sadness, he went up to Timnah. His friend Hira from Adullam went with them. Men were clipping the wool from Judah's sheep in Timnah. Tamar was told, your father-in-law is on his way to Timnah from his sheep. So she took off her widow's clothes. She covered her face with a veil so people wouldn't know who she was. Then she sat down on the entrance to Enam. Enam is on the way to Timnah. Tamar knew up, but she hadn't been given to him as his wife. Judah saw her. He thought she was a prostitute because she covered her face with a veil. He didn't realize that she was his daughter-in-law. He went over to her by the side of the road. He said, come, let me make love to you. What will you give me to make love to you? She asked. I'll send you a young goat from my flock. He said, will you give me something that belongs to you? She asked. I'll keep it until you send the goat. He said, what should I give you? Give me your seal and its string, she answered, and give me your walking stick. So he gave them to her. Then he had sex with her, and she became pregnant by him. After she left, she took off her veil. She put on her widow's clothes again. Judah sent for his friend Hira, and with the young goat he had promised. He wanted to get back what he had given to the woman. But his friend Hira couldn't find her. He asked the men who lived in Enam, where's the temple prostitute? She used to sit here beside the road. There hasn't been any temple prostitute here, they said. So Hira went back to Judah. He said, I couldn't find her. Besides, the men who live there don't know anything about her. They said, there hasn't been any temple prostitute here. Then Judah said, let her keep what she has. I don't want people making fun of us. After all, I did send her this young goat. We can't help if we couldn't find her. About 3 months later, people brought word to Judah. They said, your daughter-in-law Tamar is guilty of being a prostitute. Now she's pregnant. Judah said, bring her out, have her burned to death. As Tamar was being brought out, she sent a message to her father-in-law. She said, I am pregnant by the man who owns these. She continued, do you recognize his seal and string and walking stick? Do you know who they belong to? Judah recognized them. He said, she's a better person than I am. I should have given her to my son Shelah, but I didn't. Judah never had sex with Tamar again. The time came for Tamar to have her baby. There were twin boys inside her. As the babies were being born, one of them stuck out his hand. So the woman who was helping Tamar took a bright red thread. The woman tied it to the baby's wrist. She said, "This one came out first," but he pulled back his hand and his brother came out first instead. She said, "Just look at how you have broken out." So he was called Perez. Then his brother, who had the red thread on his wrist, came out. So he was named Zerah. Chapter 39. Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. An Egyptian named Potiphar had bought him from the Ishmaelite traders who had taken him there. Potiphar was one of Pharaoh's officials. He was the captain of the palace guard. The Lord was with Joseph. He gave him great success. Joseph lived in Potiphar's house. Joseph's master saw that the Lord was with him. He saw that the Lord gave Joseph success in everything he did. So Potiphar was pleased with Joseph. He made him his attendant. He put Joseph in charge of his house. He told Joseph to take good care of everything he owned. From that time on, the Lord blessed Potiphar's family and servants because of Joseph. He blessed everything Potiphar had in his house and field. So Potiphar told Joseph to take good care of everything he owned. With Joseph in charge, he didn't have to worry about anything except the food he ate. Joseph was strong and handsome. After a while, his master's wife noticed Joseph. She said to him, "Make love to me." But he said, "No, my master has put me in charge," he told her. Now he doesn't have to worry about anything in the house. He trusts me to take care of it. My master hasn't held anything back from me except you. You are his wife. So how could I do an evil thing like that? How could I sin against God? She spoke to Joseph day after day, but he told her he wouldn't make love to her. He didn't even want to be with her. One day, Joseph went into the house to take care of his duties. None of the family servants was inside. Potiphar's wife grabbed hold of him by his coat. "Make love to me," she said, but he left his coat in her hands and he ran out of the house. She saw that he had left his coat in the house and had run out of the house. So she called to her servants. "Look," she said to them, "this Hebrew slave has been brought here to make fun of us. He came in here to sleep with me, but I screamed for help. He heard my scream, so he left his coat beside me and ran out of the house." She kept Joseph's coat with her until Potiphar came home. Then she told him her story. He said, "That Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me, but I screamed for help. So he left his coat beside me and ran out of this house." Potiphar's wife told him, "That's how your slave treated me." When Joseph's master heard this story, he became very angry. So he put Joseph in prison. It was the place where the king's prisoners were kept. While Joseph was there in prison, the Lord was with him. He was kind to him. So the man who was running the prison was pleased with Joseph. He put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners. He made him accountable for everything that was done there. The man who ran the prison didn't pay attention to anything that was in Joseph's care. The Lord was with Joseph. He gave Joseph success in everything he did. This is the word of the Lord. Bless you today. Good to be with you.